Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamac, this is Let's Play Limits Company Regular Health Checkup. It's not a regular health checkup, it's a Mirror of the Dungeons, Mirror of the Fathoms. We're about to enter, presumably, the final boss of Hohenheim's Fathoms. We've been doing decently on the front so far, but that last encounter did drain a little bit of Ishmael's SP, so we aren't in perfect condition going in here. Also, I realized that I probably should have brought in all of my backup units so I could give them a bunch of SP as well. Too late now. We arrived at the entrance to Hohenheim's laboratory. This may be my final order to you. Either suppress me and return safe and sound to where you came from, or fail the suppression, place me in a containment unit, and perhaps we can observe what happens next. That's when Heathcliff suddenly strode forward. Hohenheim, you... Do you still believe in that potentiality? I do. It's what keeps me going. You only hire researchers from the back streets, don't you? I heard from them earlier. They told me you're a right pompous bloke, but thanks to you, they can continue to research and believe that there may be things in the world that's worth working toward. Interesting. Now kind of wishing that I'd given Heathcliff a better ID so he could be part of this. Okay, so what's up with you? Apply subject of observation on all enemies, then gain poise, potency, and count equal to the number of units with subject of observation. So, he seems to be a bit like the Ryoshu ego, I guess. Turn start, apply one subject of observation against targets without it. Every 10 of subject of observation on the target, inflict one more tremor, potency, and count. So he's a poise tremor combo, huh? Turn 3, gain a new pattern, prepare to use a powerful skill. After turn 3 is over, the buff effect activates when this unit has 30 poise count at turn end. If this unit did not take any HD damage during the preparation period, greatly enhance the skill. Does not count damage taken by shield. Good to know. Gain poise potency every time this unit inflicts damage with an attack skill. Up to 15 per turn. If target has 15 plus a subject of observation, gain additional poise potency. Gain poise count every time this unit takes damage. Yikes, so he can absolutely pull the rug out from under you if you've been hitting him too hard. Turn start, gain shield equal to 30% of missing HP. Shield to HP cannot exceed 15%. If this unit has burn, lose burn count times 1.5% shield HP. Shield takes 100% more damage from rupture. If shield gained due to this effect is destroyed for the rest of this encounter, gain 1 defense level down for every instance the shield has been destroyed, to a maximum of 5. Siphon 10 SP from targets with higher SP than this unit, maximum of 3. Descending order, cannot stack on the same target, does not activate if panicked. If in panic, reset to 0, this does not change panic type. Gain fragile and SP heal efficiency down from being in panic. Decrease after losing a clash, win after winning a clash. Final power for every 5 poise potency. Final power for every 3 poise potency. Inflicting tremor and triggering a tremor burst on crit. Final power for poise potency on self. Gain 4 poise potency. If this unit has shield, gain 2 poise count as well. I think we do not want to let him get this off, so we're going to have to use an offset. It would not be safe to use his suddenly one day this turn. He suddenly has a lot of poise potency and count to go with it. $49 shield, okay. And he's getting more shields, great. Okay, that's an AoE. How high does it roll? Not very high, actually. But he is leeching our SP is the problem. I just want to get an extra gloom so I can afford a bit more ego.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
Okay, now we have to bust these shields. What element is he weak to? It was Gluttony and Wrath, wasn't it? Let's just look over what we have to rely on.
퍼레이드 중에는 말 걸지 않는 게 좋겠지. 고해는 나중에.
상담은 나중으로 하지. 지금은 그럴 여유가 없군.
입을 열 시간이 있나? 고래에 집중해!
Final power +1, maximum of 5. Let's just assume that he's going to be getting okay, let's just assume he's going to be getting max power, so that gives us 16, 16, 16. 48 shield. And then 111 shield. We have to find a way to crack this properly. $46 to 100. And then there's a lot of ailments on him, so it should trigger his, he should get off a lot of hits with this. Hopefully. That's a heads.
당신을 인도해주진 못해도 따뜻하게 안아줄 수는 있어요.
Trigger extinction sequence. Okay, what's he doing with this? Consume half of poise potency on self. Gain some of poise potency and count divided by 2. Final power. Deal some % more damage. Clash lose. Reduce remaining poise count by half. If the user took no damage, guarantee a crit. If the user took HP damage last turn, cannot crit and deal 80% less damage. Trigger Tremor Burst thrice, then reduce target's tremor count by 3. Ooh, the paralyze means that he can't get off the bonus, not that he's gonna even get the bonus. Okay, let's think about what we want to use this turn for.
정화.
Wait. That's cheating. It said 17. What plagues you, mind, manager? Your suppression efforts seem to be smooth sailing. It's exactly as you've seen, manager, save for a few parts that were censored. I concealed nothing from your view. I don't believe I committed any wrong by escaping that place alone, leaving the others to be buried there. Of course, it may be reprehensible from a moral standpoint, but why would anyone ever look at it from that perspective, manager? Especially when you're well aware, in this city, such perspective is entirely irrelevant and worthless. I can feel his gaze on me. Like I said, the suppression is going well. But this feels wrong, that it shouldn't end like this. What should I tell him? What is Hohenheim trying to hide from us? Weaken the poise from the passive adaptation. Weaken the shield defense mechanism. There's another side to this story you've told me. The SP passive. I want my SP back. Forced relayed my words to Hohenheim. Another side to my story, is it? Indeed, that's quite feasible. You're correct. That another side is what often gets lost in the process of obsessing over specious concepts like the fathoms in the heart. Speaking from a consequential point of view, perspective provided by one's memory is narrowed by nature. It just struck me that losing that clash was actually atrocious because I don't get the passive back and I lost the ego resources. Even in the fathoms, the deepest part of one's heart, where many believe lies nothing but empirical absolute truth, we're still capable of lying. Fascinating, isn't it? They call it metacognitive error. Some call it unconscious bias as well. I see. You argue that the story I've shown you was simply a fabrication. Indeed, I have not shared any perspectives from my employees, but there's no way which we may verify them anyway. Isn't it obvious why that is? They're all buried underground, bereaved of even their final words. I could finally understand, at least to a degree, what Virgilius and Don Quixote have been telling me. Though there was nothing to call a human face remaining in his distorted form, I think I caught a glimpse of loneliness from Hohenheim's expression. Became self-doubt.
무기를 만드는 것만큼 내가 어버이보다 뛰어났지.
Where is it? Self-doubt. When weakened due to a choice event, this passive replaces confirmation bias. Lose 15 SP at turn start. Siphon 5 SP from targets with higher SP than this unit. Darn it! I can't actually hang on to this. Because she's going... Yeah, losing gloom resources like that was absolutely terrible. To self and highest resonance allies, apply that.
총원 불격! 산초류 경혈본 라샹 끝을 낼 시간이
Suddenly really wishing I had Dimension Shredder.
어떤 말도 할 수 없어.
Coin power for every 10 bleed on the target. He has a lot of bleed.
어떤 말도 할 수 없어.
I have a Durante. Not enough. The one person who I couldn't afford to go last went last. That's really frustrating. I don't like it, but I don't have any better options. This is really punishing for a bleed team, actually, because he only uses one attack every 2 turns.
합격장.
이 전투는 승리할 거야.
선물이라고 할 건 없고. 자, 이걸로 대신하지. 야의 고통.
Seems there's something else you'd like to tell me. Very well. Go ahead and ask. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. I can feel Hohenheim's gazing linger on me. What should I say this time? What is he trying to hide from us? I want to ruin his poise adaptation because I've been having a decent time with the blunt. Also, Force just got obliterated because she was Pride Weak and doesn't resist Pierce. Forced to rely on my words to Hohenheim despite being heavily staggered. I see how you may have arrived at that conclusion, but you're incorrect. I've already done much contemplation regarding that matter. I've definitively concluded a long time ago that I've indeed done no wrong. Let me say this in advance, that I am a rare breed of researcher who detests the study of probabilities and statistics. I, Hohenheim, am not the kind to make rational suggestions such as drawing lots to see who gets to survive. I'm not the kind to partake in barbaric contests of strengths to survive either. Indeed, there was no other recourse. My only option was to come up with an argument that was ultimately vain before the urge to survive, arguing for my survival on the grounds that I was the most useful one out of us. However, they all made a rather objective decision for me. They overcame their base desires for mere survival and made a forward-thinking decision for the future. So no, I have no reason to believe what I did was wrong. It shouldn't be wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. This wasn't a sin. Even as Hohenheim defended himself, it seemed as though some weight of responsibility was pulling him down. Especially those last words, I could barely sense his usual air of confidence. Adaptation becomes maladaptation. Ooh, ooh. But everyone unstaggered, that's nice. Maladaptation. When weakened due to a choice event, this passive replaces adaptation. Gain poise potency every time this unit inflicts damage with an attack skill. If subject of observation, gain 3 stacks starting from the turn of this unit gained this effect. Gain 1 stack, this unit attacks. Take extra damage, Gain poise potency with hit, however, reduce the target's subject of observation. If target has lots of subject of observation, gain poise count, extra poise count, but reduce their subject of observation. Okay, so that's why we're all at 20 and taking a lot of damage. Maybe we should have targeted this one first. Ten poise potency, gain 2 poise potency for every poise potency consumed. I hate that it's an unbreakable coin. Because we're sloth weak, just because we're the captain doesn't mean that we resist that much. We need our gloom back so we can have Gregor use his thing.
내가 찾은 나만의 항해 방식이다. 전열을 지켜라. 내게 관심이 쏠렸으니 너희가 공격할 기회는 더욱 많아진다.
Still not a stagger? Really?
만드는 것만큼 내가 어버이보다 뛰어났지.
Yeah, can't say I'm surprised that Ishmael went down. What does compression get? +3. Okay, you can actually handle that. And you can handle that.
점 찍었네.
산소류 경혈고 라샹. 끝을 낼 시간이다.
내 팔은 뼈에 있었어.
Heal with the HP damage dealt, we're gonna need that. Let's go low power because we're in quite the dire straits here.
점 찍었네.
사망들 나를 보호해라. 이 혈투를 승리로 이끌.
Okay, win rate off. That's inconvenient.
총원 불격.
Darn it, I think that actually means I don't get the observation level records because he died to bleed. That's... darn. The escape pods to the surface are here, but there's only one seat left. They're saying that the next one's in 5 minutes. Look, I don't actually believe you hired me because you saw my potential or something like that. But I want to believe you found the hope in potentialities because of me. A hope, an anticipation that we can make things better as long as we keep at it. I can't leave you all behind. I just can't save my skin without everyone. This is what a right-hand man does, isn't it? Take my potentiality you found and Verise. Take it with you to the surface. But you, Johan, what about you? Well, maybe next time. Some other time. Wrath is a hideous emotion. That is why I did nothing at the entrance of that branch. Only remembering, nothing more. Remembering the ones I've left behind. I can sense the dungeon of fathoms slowly beginning to close. Sometime later. I've returned, safe and sound. Welcome back, boss. To be frank, I once wished to be someone like yourself, Heathcliff. What are you talking about? We don't want Heathcliff to be like Heathcliff. Because it's not easy to put my faith, not in games of numbers, but in the slimmest potentialities of the world, and continue to exist. I know it's not very befitting a researcher to be so, but it is quite the romantic attitude for a human to embody, is it not? Well, the experiment is over. It was a huge success, all thanks to us, right? No, it was a failure. I had established this hypothesis that the sole answer was to hold a firm belief in the self and nothing else. Had my hypothesis been correct, I would have remained a distortion. Thus, I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you, thanking you for making me fail. It seems the classification for my distortion was HE5SU. Disappointingly mediocre, but I don't suppose it can be helped. The world is a place where we must find the ray of potentiality among the mediocre, after all. Let us move on now. Mephistopheles is prepared to depart. Hohenheim's researchers waved at us. We'll meet again, right? No, thank you. Everything has an end, so do consider this to be our final meeting. Down to the last exchange, this guy. The last thing we saw before the portal activated were the LCE researchers pushing up their glasses in our general direction. They were thinking about lunch, weren't they? Though I'd only taken a step or two, the entire world around us seemed to transform, landing us back inside the transportation instrument. Now that I think about it, we didn't even get to learn why Gregor's bones made those cracking noises. All we learned from this experience is that the sinners have all become mediocre, but they each held certain potentialities within themselves. Each of us mulling over the events at LCE, we returned to the bus where Charon and Virgilius were waiting for us. 34 minutes, but let's be fair, there's not going to be anything beyond this, right?
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
So, Don Quixote hit 1751 damage, Ishmael hit 1667, Yi Sang took 1250, we have 1129 from Gregor, 1004 from Rodian, and Force did 867. I don't think I need the observation logs, but it's really annoying to know that the bleed damage means I won't be getting them. Huh. That was it. I could get a bunch more tickets and spend those, but let's be fair. I have more than enough Ego Shard crates, I can wait. But either way, until next time guys, take care, I'll see you all around.